the bystander effect. The bystander effect is essentially the idea that because of the presence of other onlookers, there is a diffusion of responsibility, each arguing that somebody else will deal with it, therefore making you a bystander. Every day, my brother, my sister, you and I are somehow, at one level or another, guilty of the bystander effect. Let's be honest. We're not perfect, beginning with the person speaking with you. We all exhibit the bystander effect, between brackets, irresponsible behavior from time to time. Let me give you some examples. When you have a sheikh or a scholar or an imam who enjoys all the perks of having these titles, doors opening up, collaborations and sponsorships and money thrown at you, expensive bisht, imamah, whatever it may be, praise, entourage, cars, but the same individual is not behaving like a scholar or an imam or a sheikh or a mufti by evading the topics that the ummah requires of him, by only choosing those topics that are comfortable, by enjoining what is good but not forbidding what is evil, talking about the aspects that are pleasing to the audience, not the topics that will ruffle their feathers, where politics may never come into his discourse. When we make dua for the people of Gaza as though it's an abstract enemy that has killed them, Ya Rabbi, save the people of Gaza from their harm. Who's giving them their harm? Who's killing them? An alien. Tell us who is killing them. Speak. You have that title for a reason. Otherwise, you are behaving irresponsibly. This is the bystander effect. When you have Dawa agencies, let's be real, and this will upset some, I don't think we should care at this point. Our pristine events will give you the Porsches, and we will drive you in the Mercs, and you come with us in the range, and look at the theater that we provide for you, look at the drinks we offer him, and look at the caviar, and this is our sheikh and his talks. What have you reduced Da'wah to? What message are you sending to the world? And for what? At best, it is bad manners, and at worst, it is irresponsible behavior. From those who created this environment, the agencies, or those who are accepting it, worse still, those who are flaunting it to others, showing it to the world. When you have a young man or a young woman who leaves his bed untidy and his room as though a bomb had just hit it, because he knows that mum is going to come and clean up. Though you know that mum is experiencing a throbbing back now with her old age. Diabetes is only getting worse. That is the bystander effect. That is irresponsibility. My young brother, my young sister, pummels on their plate more food than they can eat, only to throw away 9/10 of it in the bin at a time when you know that there is famine across the world. This is irresponsible behavior. And then when you finish your food, you put the dishes in the sink, you walk away, or you leave the dishes in your room because you know what? The elderly parent will come, pick up and clean up after you. This is bystander effect. And this is irresponsible behavior, and it shows how you not only see your dunya but how you see your deen. That's not the behavior of a responsible Muslim. When there is a brother, okay, he is struggling financially, costs are rising, I appreciate that, but he insists that his wife has to work. Naam, I agree, in some cases, perhaps more often than not today, there needs to be a dual income. I appreciate that. May Allah reward our sisters who assist in these matters. May Allah bless you. I know this is a reality. But when you have a young man who's perfectly fit, perfectly strong, perfectly able, and perfectly qualified, if not, he should be, and to go and learn, take a course, doesn't do that. He wants his wife to work because he wants his evening to watch the boxing, or the tennis, or the football, or the Netflix. Not talking about someone who's doing his best and struggling. That's dunya, that affects us. Doesn't want to venture out, doesn't want to relocate, doesn't want to move out of mom and dad's house, but he wants his wife to work. This is the bystander effect, and this is irresponsible behavior. This is manhood at its worst. But then our sisters as well, they're also guilty, let's be honest. A sister of ours who may now crumble because she's had her second child. No, we appreciate child rearing is one of the most difficult aspects of life. We appreciate that. But does that mean that if dad does not become our full-time mummy and takes on 50% of the chores with the children, then somehow you cannot function and everything has to come crumbling down, and he's not allowed to have now a social life. He cannot see his family or friends. He cannot do anything because we have another child. I take one, he takes one. Yes, there is difficulty in raising children, but Allah has blessed us with amenities today that we didn't have in the past, dishwashers and washing machines and their like. This is sensible behavior in many cases. A young man or a young woman who wakes up midday, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and if it wasn't for salah, they'd continue 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. That's if they wake up for salah. And they don't go downstairs to see, Mom, do you need help in the house? La, because another 2 hours needed for the makeup tutorials. Make sure that we are up to date with everything happening. Then we may see what's happening downstairs. Bystander effect, irresponsible behavior. Why is it that we walk through the corridors of our homes again and again and again, and we can see that there is a light bulb that's burnt, but not one of us as siblings or young men or think about reaching out to change that bulb? Why? Because dad will do it. Mom, Dad, go shopping. And not once has it occurred to me as Ali to say, let me come with you. The best I do is carry the bags when they arrive back home, take them to the kitchen. No, why not? I say, I come with you. I do the shopping on your behalf. Here's my card. Occasionally, I pay for the shopping this evening. How is it that when my father's guests come to my home, come to his home, and I'm there just lounging in my room, waiting for him to pour the tea and to feed his guests, and there's a young man watching UFC fights and top 10 knockouts in one world upstairs in my room. You have guests downstairs, go and honor your father and honor his guests. Allow him to sit like a king, the king that he is in your life. Why is it that some of your parents, they call me my brothers, and they say to me, can you tell my son, now that he's going to visit back home, to get in touch with his aunties and uncles because he doesn't want to do it? Where is the responsibility of a man and a woman who feels duty and responsibility in his or her lives? Venture out, assume personal responsibility. Your salah, why is it that you now, mashallah, with your beautiful, well-kept beard, sister, mashallah, now you're hitting 5'6", 5'7" in height and you're a full-grown woman, you're still waiting for mom and dad to wake you up for salah. This is inappropriate. Some brothers who are delaying marriage, look, each to their own. People marry at different times. But sometimes the only reason why he is delaying marriage, sometimes, is because of irresponsibility. He doesn't want the responsibility of financing a home, of caring for a woman, of taking care of children. Though he may be in need of marriage from a physical perspective, he's not too sure if it's the time. Why? Because he's still a young boy at heart. These are some examples of what irresponsible behavior looks like and how we can be guilty of the bystander effect that we spoke about earlier. Therefore, responsibility, duty, my brothers, my sisters, it's about choosing your religion over your dunya if there is a tension. That's responsibility. Responsibility is about insisting to be the upper giving hand as opposed to the lower receiving hand. That's responsibility. Responsibility is to speak up when others are too afraid to do so. That's duty and mas'uliyah. Responsibility, my sister, is about choosing your husband and choosing your family over being right every single time. And you, my brother, responsibility is about choosing your wife, choosing your kids, choosing your home over your friends when there is a tension and a conflict. Responsibility is joy. Responsibility is a pleasure. Responsibility is status.